before the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 PM Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go, links in the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel, support me that way. A week ago, and it's a blue bright sky day. No trails. There's planes flying over, they're leaving trails but they dissipate, so there's no chemtrails. It's, yeah, really beautiful. Left them in the sun because that actually continues ripening them, just like when you do it with apples and all that. But yeah, the sun's no longer hitting the balcony, so should probably take them back inside. But yeah, the weather. About that. And some of the negative side effects of losing my Discord account has also been restored. Managed to switch some of the things that were tied into the other account to this one. So yeah, like, I feel great. What the fuck is that? Temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. Huh. It seems warmer than that. Pretty much gonna look like this the coming week. I mean, probably not as much sun, but it's no freezing or anything. Yeah, let's make it a great week. Right. So, let's see what's going on out there. Probably gonna join up with the Earth Awakenings again later. I think I might be doing this every day now. Until, like, I don't feel like it anymore, or if I just, like, no. If it's just nice to have an option to jump in with the Earth Awakenings panel, who seems to be more present now here. So it's kind of funny because there's been times where there's just nobody there around this hour, even over there. But people now know that I join in, and so yeah. Let's see what's going on out there. What? What is that? Okay, the page doesn't exist. That is, I mean, that's really weird. It's like on InfoWars, in this article, in the slide, in the slider. But when I click it, it doesn't exist. Like, what? I think that's probably the first time that that's ever happened. They pulled the article, but it's still in the... Anyway, it should happen. I'm really glad that the EU should be tackled because it's a terrible organization. It's run by unelected bureaucrats. They do not have the best intentions of the European people. They only have the best intentions for their own bank accounts. And we're all sick of them. And they're responsible for all these policies that basically are an assault, a financial bureaucratic assault on the farmers here. So yeah, I mean, Trump is really gonna do that. I'm very happy about it. It's gonna restore a little bit of faith on my side toward him. I think for a lot of people, because it's been very messy recently. All the cabinet hassle and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi basically just making it all seem like it's more ceremonial than actually hands-on. Right. So yeah, we'll see if it actually comes through though. Right, but yeah, that article that apparently doesn't exist. They got erased. It was probably based on an actual rumor that wasn't real, and so they just thought like, yeah, let's not do this. Who knows? I don't know. But I mean, yeah, if he'd be doing that and like, oh, leaked strategy, like what? Yeah, I don't get it. More attention. Chemtrails. All the chemtrail stuff, all the chemtrail news and all that does seem to be coming out of the US mostly. But I mean, you guys over there do get the worst type of chemtrails. Much more dramatic than it typically happens here in the Netherlands and rest of Europe. They do it here, but just not from video that I've seen in the US. It's like they really carpet. They basically carpet bomb the skies with chemtrails over there. Much more dramatic than here. And it's always been like that, by the way. Like even 20 years ago, it was way worse over there from videos that I'd seen. Although it did get kinda bad here sometimes too, but never that bad. Alright, hey, hello Dex time. First in the Rumble chat, good to see you. Hope you had a great weekend. It's beautiful weather where you're at too. It's just great over here. Just look at it. Clear blue sky all around. or at least at this specific spot, because I mean, at the horizon I can see a little bit of cloud, so, but right on top here it's just hyper crystal clear blue. What's in the chemtrails? I don't know what's in the chemtrails. I mean, it's been measured that there is like aluminum in there and barium salts, aluminum oxide, barium salts, and other things, and graphite, or graphene, the nanographene thing. But I can't confirm whether that's actually what's been spraying recently, and if it's beyond a certain location, because those measurements I think mostly come from the US, maybe some from Europe too. It's just, I don't know if it's always that stuff. I've seen times where they would suddenly start to trail and the trails would just like look and behave differently. So I'm just always wondering, like, is it really exactly the same thing then that they keep spraying then? I don't really know. They might sometimes just not be spraying like these more toxic minerals and chemicals, and instead just be spraying nano silicone. Because if they just want to create a little bit of cloud cover, well, they can just use materials that aren't toxic, right? All the other stuff is like has conjoined function with medical industrial complex schemes and potential wireless communication networking properties, which was argued a lot, right? But you don't know if they are always doing that, so yeah, I personally don't know. I mean, I could potentially investigate by contacting more local European chemtrail researchers and basically hearing them out, like, what samples did you take, where did somebody actually scoop something up from a chemtrail plane by going in a plane behind it, etc., locally. But yeah, I don't know. Silicone like in... Yeah, silicone as in sand. Yeah. Jesus. Sand. You realize that, right? It's basically fine sand. And it's both. Yeah, breast implants and computers, chips, yes. It's sand. Right? But in the past, before the chemtrailing starts in the early 90s, I learned that there would be like dust from the Sahara blowing around, and then it would like descend on the car. You would have like a layer of sand dust. So that stuff can blow and basically form particles, and dust clouds obstruct the sun. So yeah, I don't know. It could be that they would just basically deposit that in the air to block the sun a little bit at times instead of the toxic chemicals. It would also be cheaper, you see. If they just need that one function, why would you get the more expensive substances to do it just because you want to add the other properties? What if they're not doing any of that? And why would you need that? How could you get sand from the Sahara? Well, it blows up in the upper atmosphere in storms and shit, and then it just moves all the way north to Europe and then eventually drops out again. That's how. I mean, that was real. I've noticed that. Like, I have like put my finger over the car and literally just like got that fine sand dust off it. And that's definitely not from anywhere near here, so... I mean, maybe some of that was actually from Spain, which is basically a little bit away from the Sahara. So, and it also has like desert-like regions. But I mean, what they said about it's like, yeah, that's from the Sahara. And it happened periodically. Not every year, but it would happen every now and then. So, yeah, that I still remember that from when I was young. I haven't really heard. That are doing. It's really the nano-sized fine sand particles. That's what it's sand dust anyway. So, whatever. It's just, I'm just referencing it, dude. I'm not saying there's some kind of frickin' production or based on that thing happening, dude. They don't pull this completely out of context. No, I didn't read it. Woke revolution happened worldwide. I mean, the BBC News used to be like the best news in the world, guys. At that time, too. But yeah, it all woke revolution happened, and it just like gradually in the late 90s it started to seep in, and it was like, oh, new trendiness. And then it like in 2006 it like started to suddenly become really nasty everywhere. Anyway, which news still good there? There's no news still good here. The mainstream news is all terrible. There's like alternative groups that are like doing their best. That's it. Not even gonna read that out. Don't do that. Stop this coffee. Wow, it's 20 minutes in, I haven't even sipped my coffee yet. Huh. Alright, cheers. But I mean, yeah, the news now, of course, is the internet age, so you got all this independent news, journalists and stuff, and groups, but you still have the mainstream media news, the main television-based news, the NOS. And they're terrible, they're just like terrible, just like the BBC News is absolutely atrocious. And yeah, they're part of the mainstream narrative that is like getting reinforced too by the Soviet bureaucracy and all that. So Dude, I haven't watched the news in a long time. Because every time I check it to look, it's just like within like 1 minute, I just almost need to throw up from what I'm seeing of how disgusting it is. Just how they're presenting it. Like, it's so gleefully pro-gay and trans and just like super whiny people that are just like, oh my god, it's so horrifying. And they're such gleeful liars. They're so like into being Soviet and all that. Not openly, but like into the lie narrative and upholding the censorship. They're so into it. It's like it makes them drool. They're so much into it. It's disgusting. These people are like monsters. Ugh. And they grew into that because the same people were there like 20 years ago and more, and they weren't that terrible yet. They all corrupted into it. They probably got big paychecks accompanying that, and they're just like propagandist lying monsters that are just, yeah, basically psychopaths in many ways. It's disgusting. I'm not gonna name names. I don't even know the names because I don't watch the news anymore. Right. Yeah, don't forget to Rogan's it up if you're liking the show. Is there some stalling going on? I don't think so. OBS is giving green lights all around. Rumble is just smooth. Weather's great. I feel good. Let's hope it all stays that way. Oh yeah, I found this little video on X. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit on X, and a lot of it is just like kind of blatantly fake. But this seemed like, yeah, this could actually be real. I mean, this basically drone-like personal helicopters. Oh yeah, stalling. Dude, what the? What is up with that? Why is it? I don't know. Maybe it is CGI. Maybe this is like a... I'll share the link so you can take a look at it yourself. You might have already bumped into it. Very tiny blades. Yeah, but I mean... could still work. Hey, a bumblebee can fly too, so who knows what is added to this. Hey, stop doing that. Yeah. Kentus stags, if you got stalling, it's on your side, it's not happening here. And these vehicles cost 128k, which is like nothing. That's like the price of a slightly more expensive car. But I mean, you're probably gonna have some issues with in a country with permits to actually use them outside of like designated flying and race locations and shit. But I mean, they're pretty awesome though. I thought they were impressive enough to actually post them in my feed here. That's gonna be on the show. Because I bump into a lot of like that kind of technology stuff and like giant Japanese mechs and all that. But you don't really know with all of them if they're like actually perfectly real. But I mean, there's some really impressive stuff out there that's like becoming just like the sci-fi movies in many ways. It's pretty epic. It would be so loud. Maybe. Or maybe they have a... what is it? A sound neutralizer attached to it. You could do that. Right? You got that. You got like technology to do that. I'm quite frankly surprised that they don't even do that with like standard drones. I mean, especially like those frickin' suicide bombing drones that they use in the war. Like, if you have like a sound neutralizer, then you wouldn't even be able to hear them coming until they're like half a second away about to strike. I'm surprised they haven't like used that yet. Because that would be so incredibly devastating. Because there's just nothing you could do. It's just suddenly everything blows up and you don't even see it, you don't hear it, it's just suddenly bang. What do you call that again? But there is that technology where you basically... it's like a sound neutralizer. It has a name. I forgot what the name was. I had this as an item on my show like years ago. What do you call those? Anyway, what it does is like you basically record the sound live, and then you then the device that records that automatically immediately emits a sound that basically neutralizes the sound that it records. And it works really well. You can just like artificially create silence in a specific place. Like you could use that in a car. Would the sound neutralizer work? Well, in theory it could work, yes. If it had like super loud blades but it had like a sound neutralizer system on it, it would at least dampen it a bit. Yeah. It might have trouble to completely neutralize it because in order to do that you have to like have really controlled space, and it's basically out in the open. So it's not going to be that efficient, but it might help a bit at least. ANC, I don't know what that stands for. I'm not good with acronyms at all. You're gonna have to spell it out. Right, but yeah, interesting stuff. And I mean, I've seen vehicles like this for quite a while. Like even 10 years ago there was stuff like this, and I think even 10 years before that there was stuff like this, except it was really niche and like slow and extremely expensive. But now this stuff is like getting in range of becoming just like regular car prices. It's crazy. I mean, look. Even if you say like, okay, this is not good for the general public, because I mean, I can't imagine it could be savagely abused for criminal purposes, of course, or for harassment, like terrible shit, like, you don't want this in the wrong hands. But let's just say police. I mean, that's frickin' ideal, man. Right? No more limitations of having cop cars, you just have these vehicles. It's basically very close to the scenarios in Minority Report. They also had like these flying vehicles. But yeah, even more efficient, like flying personal vehicles. Like, what do you mean run? You just start flying over. It's like, okay, we'll just wait until they land. And you might even like fly over, like freaking taser them or something. You know? There's so many possibilities with that, especially because, well, this hovering system just makes it so incredibly stable. So it's not like you have to continually be in motion and gliding like an airplane. No, you basically have a mini stable helicopter like this. Great. It's great, except for, like, it could be a bit more hazardous if you, like, to go through tunnels and stuff. But, yeah, out in the open and in the city, great. Right? And way more, probably a lot cheaper and gasoline efficient than, say, helicopters. Actual helicopters, because those things guzzle gas. So, you're gonna spell out what ANC stands for? Like I asked, or not? Yeah. I'm kind of annoyed that I forgot what it was called. Wasn't it called white noise generators? Wasn't it something like that? Not sure. White noise sound cancellation. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's white noise sound cancellations. Like, you can Google. There's literally devices you can buy that do that. And it works locally. See? Like, if you have a thing like that in a room, it's very easy because the way the sound goes about is very controlled. Now, if you have it out in the open, it's more difficult because the room around it is continually changing shape and all that. So it's more difficult to adapt to that. If you just have it in a fixed position in a room, it works very actively. Very use active noise cancellation. Right, okay, yeah, sure. That thing. I remember it as white noise generators. And I mean, when I googled it, it did actually yield results, so that is what it's called. And yeah, I did forget it earlier, but then I remembered. So that's what it is. Right, and those things are great. You can use them like on a big engine block. Let's say you have like an aggregate, a power generator for electricity generation in the building, but it makes a ton of noise. White noise generator, it cancels a lot of the noise and vibration. It's ideal. Yeah, exactly. You get it. And no doubt the submarines are logically gonna have these devices everywhere as well. White noise is just... Dude, those were the words that were used in it when describing it. Okay? I can't help it. I'm just going by memory. And when I Google searched it, it worked. So it is associated. That word, whether that makes sense to you or not, is associated with that type of technology. Okay? It's not... I didn't choose that. Alright? You don't have to like it. Better to dampen the sound with padding a sealed room? Maybe? It's gonna be a lot more expensive than padding a sealed room. White noise will raise the noise for... I don't know if it will. I'm not an expert. I just know enough about it from memory to bring it up as a possibility. That's it. Maybe, dude, what? Why? Wherever I do. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why you are here?
Don't, dude, are you fucking... You're trolling me. Yeah, why the fuck would you bring that up? Yeah, first just tell me you got it wrong, and yeah, you know what? Banned, bitch. Fuck off. Not playing your fucking games. You spam a little bit too much. Yeah? Don't tell me, oh, you don't know, and then start to bring up a fucking joke. Go fuck yourself. Yeah? I'm not playing those games. Alright. But yeah, these things, pretty cool. If it's real. And I think it could be real. It seems in the range of logical possibility. And I mean, they do say these are for sale. And yeah, there might be a little bit of noise, but they might have found a technological solution by using white noise generators, noise cancelers. They might. Or maybe they just found a way to have these fans, what do you call it, these propellers, be very sound efficient so that they are not very noisy. I don't know. Would certainly be worth it. Right. Yeah. And for future reference, hey, you want to have a conversation with me? Don't criticize me about not knowing it correctly and then proceed to make stupid fucking jokes after that, yeah? That's what the trolls do. I ban them immediately. I don't want to be messed with like that. Don't fuck around. And don't spam in my chat either. I don't want to see like another sentence every 10 seconds from one person. That's a bad sign. Don't like that. Yeah, just put a little bit more thought and care into what you're saying and take your time. And when I ask a question, reply. That would be great. Right. The EU must be broken up or we all die. Okay, that is a dramatic way to say it, but yeah. Probably, yeah, nuclear Armageddon die. Yeah, but I mean, every time, you know, there are issues that can still very much go wrong. Hold on. Give you the X link to that video report from John Bowney. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think nukes are real, like nuclear explosions, but that doesn't mean that there isn't devastating weaponry that's basically equivalent. Yeah, I mean, when you say, oh look, the first nukes were in Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, what a disaster. Yeah, excuse me, but that entire nation got firebombed to all hell. They bombed them so bad, it's like if they had pushed it a little bit further, like the entire Japanese people might have been just completely wiped out. It was so extreme, right? They have the weapons. Like, fire bombings are absolutely devastating. And you could have firebomb systems be deposited through like hypersonic missiles. So yeah, nuclear explosion, boom, oh, flash, and a boom, and everything, a giant shock wave, and it destroys everything, right? That's, yeah, you only see that in CGI. But I mean, if they just like have firebomb systems like that, like everything is gonna be destroyed too. It's horrifying, by the way. Like how that actually happens, firebombs, is just like suddenly everything is just completely engulfed in flames and everything burns out. Everything. Stone, concrete. If you're like trying to be in a basement, like you're going to be choked out. It's like everything gets destroyed. It's horrifying. It's a horrifying way to go through firebombing. It's maybe even worse than a nuke, than the theoretical nuclear explosion. It's so devastating. So, and that can still happen. Yeah? So, yeah. But every time, you know, it's like, oh, nuclear Armageddon. No. But it could be a firebombing Armageddon, which is basically the same. Except no nuclear winters. Right? And yeah, that could theoretically happen. On the other hand, Russia, they really don't want to do that. Their entire model is to just defend the nation, that do not get strategically compromised in the defense of their nation, and try to do business as much as they can, because they have tons of resources and they're willing to do business with it with other nations at very, very reasonable prices. And it's like a godsend at this point. It's like, we really need that. But it's these freaking EU bureaucrats that are saying, no, we don't take that stupid false pride, and we're all screwed because of that. And then they want to take it. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Russia has no interest in basically wiping out the populations in Europe. That's insane. That they really don't. They don't have, not secretly either. It's like not in their long-term interest to do that at all. They want to do business. They got a big store. It is full of supplies, effectively. They want to do business. They don't want to kill off the public, because then who's going to do business? It makes no sense. Yeah? They want to do business. They don't want to wipe us out. But the EU commissars, the New World Order people over here, they do want to, like, basically cause that. They want to disrupt and destroy everything, and then scoop up as much profits among the ashes as they still can. That's basically their strategy. Very dirty, very evil, very destructive. And everybody knows that by now, and they're all like, the people here are like, we hate them. We hate them. They're disgusting. And like, we're having trouble even like holding back, because if you're too loud about it and you're kind of like a person with more fame or whatever, you could literally get in trouble. You might get arrested just for speaking out on social media. They do that. It's very tedious. So yeah, if it's time to move in and basically crack down on the EU unelected government, the Soviet bureaucrats, the neo-feudalists here, then yes, that would absolutely bring peace on the long run. And the EU people, they don't have that many tricks up their sleeve. They do have some, but there's no secret big military power that they're hiding or anything. They really don't. But I mean, they could still pull really dirty tricks, and we still have like basically the migrant invasion forces here, which they could basically trigger to really go. They could basically start like a civil war here with the immigrants and ruin everything that way, cause terrible chaos. But yeah, if Russia will recognize that, doesn't want to destroy Europe, if America becomes like, hey, stop at EU and get your shit in order, then we may have a chance. But if the US says, yeah, fuck you, we're staying out of it, then we're like screwed big time. But I mean, that would destabilize everything, and that would not help the US either, so they kind of like have to do this. And they can't side with the EU against Russia. It's insane. They can't do it. They know it. EU must be stopped. And so if they're doing this now, that makes me very happy. A bit worried, but I mean less worried than if they wouldn't be doing that. And I thought that they weren't going to do that, because Trump has been like, oh, it just like, what do you call that, pussyfooting? Like kind of like, do this, and then not really doing anything and backing out. And he's been doing that for like over a year. Since presidency started. It's not over a year. Almost a year. And it's like tedious. Really tedious. But now, Christmas deadline, it's just, is he actually gonna hold to this deadline this time? There's no real reason to believe that he will, based on previous experiences. But he might, and we would certainly need it. And I think a lot of people recognize that. Like, if Trump suddenly backs down with all of that, like, there's gonna be a lot of internal friction. Like, people in the US will be outraged over it. So we'll see where it all goes. I'm modestly hopeful. But I mean, we're not out of the woods yet. Not by a long shot. Right. So yeah, that's basically the same subject as I addressed, when is it? 4 days ago. US turning on the EU. And yeah, the Eastern European nations like Bulgaria, they're like liberating themselves from these Soviet commissars. And Poland is crushing it too. In fact, some of my newer favorite nations are arguably Bulgaria, Poland, and Ireland. They're like, Ireland is still in the middle of it, but they're like basically being as hardcore as like these Eastern European nations. Like, they have their, it's sort of like the IRA again. They're like, fuck you, mass people, like, we're not taking it, like, with force. You could say, oh, this is so bad, but I mean, in the face of all this, it's understandable. Might not be legal, but I mean, yeah. They can at least say they have the balls to do that. Can't blame them. And so, yeah, I mean, Irish culture is awesome. I posted some of those videos earlier. It's a Celtic song epic. The Irish folk dance, amazing. I love it. Makes me happy. And that definitely has to be preserved. So yeah, I am really liking these nations that are saying, screw you, we have our culture. Our culture is great. We're gonna preserve it. I like those. I like any nation that does that. That has a strong sense of identity. I like all those nations that do that. They really get a respect for me. It doesn't even matter what religion they are. Like, for example, Bulgaria is like very Catholic. Very Catholic. President is very Catholic. They're like, no, you have to do this with those religious icons. And I mean, like, yeah, technically it's kind of ridiculous, but I will frickin' respect that. It's because they're sticking up for their people, and so they earned the spiritual right to do that and get respect. Right? Because they're at least doing the right things with it. So yeah, whether a nation is like Protestant or Catholic or Orthodox Christian or any of those things, if you are standing up for your nation, for your people, protecting it against the globalist New World Order agenda and its replacement migration strategy, then you get my respect. And it helps to salvage that religion too. Makes that religion, whatever it is, makes it look better. That's how I look at it. Because it's all about protecting your people. That is like the thing of this time period. Are you protect your people, your nation? Struggle of nations against globalism. Right? And it's not racist. This is ridiculous. Right, to say that. Because, yeah, you could have a white nation, like say Germany or Ireland. It's not racist. It's not racist against black. There's black nations too. Like, for example, Liberia. Yeah, you know who's the head of Liberia right now? What his name is? This black gentleman, very, very black, very deep, like this blue, almost black. You know what he's called? Adolf Hitler. Yeah, and yes, he knows, because those people had like good relationship with Nazi Germany, and they never gave it up. They get it. They get nations. They get their people. They like put great emphasis on the honoring of their nation. They're crushing it. They're doing great. Yeah. But they will definitely prioritize their very, very black African people, their tribes, over any outsiders. They're not going to let outsiders in and screw it all up. So that's a nation too. They're crushing it. They're black. They're black. Yeah. So it's not racist. Nationalism is not racist. Yeah, you have nationalist black people, you have nationalist white people, you have nationalist Hispanic people, you could have nationalist Arabs, arguably. If they're just like honoring their people and preserving their nation and their region, they're great. They want to progress their religion, make it less archaic, more modern, more adapted, more reasonable. That's great. All of that is all great. Right? Or they want to honor the roots and not be so atheist about things. Oh, great. It's all great. If they're nationalist, if they preserve their people. And then I'm for all the tribes that are like that. I'm for them. I like that. Just don't be super selfish in the sense that like, oh, we're so for our tribe, everybody else has to die to give us room to expand. Like, if you're like nationalist but you want to conquer the world with your species, with your group, that's not good. That's crazy. No nationalism should not be imperialist. It should just be defensive, and then there could be a lot of nations, different nations that work together but keep separate, have distinct different peoples that all do their own thing, find their own specialties, and cooperate and compete. That's great. That will build a great world. Oh, maybe it's not Liberia. Was it one of the other countries? Which one was it? Or maybe it was the president. I don't know. I got it from Owen Benjamin. It was one of those countries. Hello, Amanda Young. What? Thanks for letting me know. What? Let's see. It's one of those nations. I thought it was Liberia. Okay, well maybe he's not the president anymore, but I think there used to be a president there. I think it was Liberia. But maybe he's not president anymore. Let me just see president list. It's not in there. Was it? Which country was it then? It's weird. I'd have to dig through Owen Benjamin's tweets, and he did it like in a show too. But yeah, I'll try to find it. Might have got the country wrong. But it was like a color photo of the guy, so it can't be too distant in the past. Let's see, where is he? Gonna take a while scrolling back. Anyway, hope everybody's enjoying the show. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you are. Come on, where are you? I'm gonna be scrolling for this. Might be like 2 weeks ago or something. And Oh, Benjamin tweets a lot. Okay, I should be closer now. Come on, come on, where are you? Damn it. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find a specific post that was talking about that. Be crazy if they removed it though. I think that, oh, Benjamin's tweets get removed on average. Okay, two weeks back now. Come on, where is it? Oh, maybe it was Niger. That could be. Namibian politician? Oh, that could be too. Thanks. Yeah, it was. That's right. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, it was Namibia. Oh, he's changing his name. Boo. Boo. Don't do it, dude. Yeah, but you got it. Thanks for looking that up, Amanda Young. I appreciate that. Yeah. No, it wasn't Liberia. I thought it was like, I don't know. It's been a while. But yeah, Namibia. It was Namibian. Pretty cool. I just thought it was funny when Benjamin brought that up because it's like so hilarious. And I mean, I've always said like, hey, Hitler wasn't actually racist. How dare you? Yeah, he wasn't. Like, it's on record that he showed more respect for an African American athlete during the Olympics than the US president did. Literally, it's on record. It's like very, very much on record. Because he wasn't racist. He was just really fanatically nationalist, and any nation that would be that too, he would be like respectful of and cooperative with. That's just a fact. Like, that's what it was about. It wasn't about, oh, you don't look like us, so you're the enemy. No, it was not like that at all. At all. So, yeah. And I respect that. I respect that element, and I find it quite tedious that it's been projected onto Hitler and Nazi Germany that they're so racist. It's just not true. It's not true. They were not. They were anti-Marxists, and the Marxism came through a lot through Jews. It was their thing. And a lot of them were Marxist, and that was the problem. But I mean, at the same time, there were Jews in the German army. They were just military, and they were respected. And they would agree. They would be like, yeah, Marxists, get rid of them. Absolutely. The Jews, screw that. Like, they were Jews. They were like, yeah, these people are a problem. This is insanity. This is bad for our nation. So basically, nationalist Jews were in the German army, and yeah, everybody was fine with that because it wasn't about that. Even though apparently Hitler would, in speeches later, just start calling it Jews instead of Marxists, which is weird. But I think everybody just knew, like, no, this is about Marxists. About that certain attitude of like, oh, no respect for nations, and all the weird ideology, trans crap and pro-gay and all that sort of crap. And of course Bolshevism, mainly coming from the East, from Russia. And that was what it was about. So yeah, that's my view on it, right? Don't necessarily want to talk about that today, but yeah, since it's brought up. But yeah, man, Young, I mean, unless you want me to come every time you pop in here, if you want me to talk about that again, then keep bringing it up. If you don't want me to always talk about this sort of thing, then maybe you shouldn't have it on the mind every time you pop into my chat. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying don't do that. It's just realize that if you are gonna bring it up, then I'm gonna have to address that. That's just how it works. So if you're doing it, then you're doing it. I wouldn't bring this up by myself unless it's like relevant somehow or brought up to me through some other way. Right, anyway. Hope everybody's having a good time. I couldn't find the clip. Screw that. Hour in 6 minutes. Hope everybody's enjoying the show. What, I'm not gonna get a Rogan's up from anybody? Seriously? No, whatever. Whoa, what the fuck was that? That was weird. Let's see, it was in Earth Awakenings. Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll get there shortly. First, I'm gonna take smoke. Take a 2-minute break, and then I'm gonna join up with the Earth Awakenings. And yeah, I hope you're all enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the show. I feel pretty good today. everybody's enjoying the show. It's already... The sun is turning. It's gonna get pretty dark soon. Happens so quickly now. But I mean, it is the time of the year where there's just a very short window in which there is sunlight. I'm just happy to be able to catch some of it. It's already like turning kind of clouded up there. Happened quickly. Oh, oops. Here. Anybody out there? If you're liking it, don't forget to roglets it up. I'm gonna join up with the Earth Awakenings panel soon. Chili peppers do actually look a little bit more red. I think it kind of works. Let's do that again tomorrow and see. Probably be just right. Alright, anyway, I'll take my 2-minute break. I'll be right back. And I'm back. If you're all still with me. Right, so let's take a look over at Earth Awakenings. Hello, hello? Anybody out there? Hello?
Morning.
Ah, yeah, my sound was off, sorry.
Yeah, I had to get to my phone.
Ah.
Because I had that push to talk on.
Right.
I'd be hot too much.
Yeah, we're live with Flat Earth Early Bird 2488 here. Don't know how long I'm gonna hang around. It's not very active in here, then might keep it short. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How are you doing?
Beautiful day to freeze.
Ah, you got a beautiful day too. Yeah, over here too, man. Like crystal blue sky. Beautiful. Sun.
Yeah, but still, face goes numb after being outside for 2 minutes.
That's still winter, of course. It's not super cold here. I mean, it's not freezing. But in America, it probably is. So yeah, what's on your mind? On my show, I was basically talking about the struggle of nations against globalism. I'm trying to keep it neutral. I'm just slightly hopeful that he might actually just do the right thing, but I mean, I do have suspicions here and there that he might be secretly wanting to like save the deep state. Like that he thinks he can turn them around to be good again. I think that's like a driving thing that kind of drove him for a while, and everybody's like trying to point out like it doesn't work, they're crazy, and he's even will admit it. But then he's still like just trying to save them by calling them out, but then not arresting them, even though he should do that. And maybe he's still gonna do that, but I mean, in the last year he's really not done that. You call them out, they commit open treason, it's a clear-cut case, and then he doesn't arrest them, and that's worrisome. Because on the long run, if he keeps that up, then he could do all this good and like change the economy around and make good deals, but then as soon as his presidential term is over, those deep staters that have not been removed can just like basically cheat their way into winning the elections again and immediately negate everything that Trump's done. And that would be that would be terrible beyond imagining, and also just a catastrophic failure on his side. But with all the warnings and everything, that would basically just, I would interpret it as like he's actually been controlled opposition for the deep state, trying to pretend like we're getting out of that, but then failing at it miserably at the end. And so better to speak out about that now, like, hey, Trump, if you do not arrest these people, you're complicit. We're gonna hold you responsible. Doesn't matter what you do with the economy now, if you don't get them, it will be for nothing. and that's
Yeah,
got
that's a
to
great point.
sink in.
Yeah, you should arrest right away. But yeah, because they'll just undermine everything he does, all the positive things for America.
Yeah, but not
But,
just undermine. They're doing that now, but they will, as soon as they get in power, they will just scrap everything.
Yeah,
It would just be overnight economic disaster.
I have a question. Where did Larry go?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, how are we supposed to know? So I like to try and remain optimistic, you know. I see all the shortfalls and all the issues, but I mean, there's people that think he should just go scorched earth, right, against the deep state. But what if that's not the play? Because it just wouldn't work strategically. Like if you go scorched earth, he's just going to end up JFK'd. What if that was like, you know, he realized that if that assassination attempt was legit or not, or whatever.
Bro, that was a B.
Yeah, but I mean, that's technically kind of nonsense, though.
What do you mean?
Ending up JFK, I mean, that's all Secret Service based. He can go after them. The Secret Service, like, and like with Kash Patel being FBI headed, like that's not happening. Pam Bondi's doing nothing. You gotta go after them. They are the problem. They are the thing. They are the driving force behind the deep state. So it's gotta be done. They'll be the one that does this assassination crap, if any. They're doing it already. Like, I suspect they were heavily involved with Charlie Kirk and with Trump's previous assassination attempts. Like, not going after them is not gonna make it stop. Because they're already doing it. While he's not going after them.
I'm not saying to not go after or to like be adverse to go after them. I think you should, but to go like scorched earth and maybe like
yeah, but in what context?
So blatantly try and go after them, then he knows what will happen, right? What if it's more like a strategic chess move that he has to kind of slow play it, kind of make the American people get behind it more?
They're already. They are already. It's already, the camps are already fully polarized. There's no people that are like in between that are not sure about this. No, it's already
I
worked through. There's no more factor you have to sway. It just has to be done at this point.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean, there's probably, I mean, the probability that there are things that we don't know, right?
Well, he might be worried that
we don't know.
He might be worried that if he does something like that, that they will like unleash the migrant hordes, basically, that to initiate the jihad fully. Might be worried about that, but I mean that's no excuse though.
Or kill his family. You know?
Yeah, well, hey, yeah, but that's always there, and I mean, okay, well then you just have to resign. If you're just gonna be like, I'm blackmailed, I don't want my family dead, well then get out.
What if he has I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. What if he has a plan, right? So he doesn't want to resign because he has a plan that is just more slow rolling than what we would like. But he can't do what we would like because it wouldn't work. It would just end up, you know, detrimental for him and the country.
Yeah, but a slow roll is not going to work either, because it doesn't matter how slow he rolls. At the end of his term, everything will be negated. Doesn't matter if it was a slow roll or not. So
yeah, it does, because if it's done before his term is up, it's still slow rolled, you know.
Right, but how is he then going to do it last minute?
I'm just holding out hope. I'm just holding out hope until like the last year, right? If he doesn't do anything months before his term is up, then yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but okay,
you can't.
I get your position
for sure.
I get your position, but I mean that's baiting the trap, though. Like, hope that he does it at the last minute? No, we can't keep relying on that way of doing things. We have to like ensure it will. an
the
alternative
people should
MAGA.
push.
The MAGA movement has to be ready to take over on a short
Yeah.
notice.
I understand. We should be pressuring him full bore, right? We should be chomping at the bit to get him to make moves and hold these treasonous bastards accountable, right? So we should be doing that as American people. I'm just not gonna go black pill because it's not happening. I
No,
will
of course
always-
not. No, black pill, there's no point. There's no point in even being like, Trump is evil or get him out, even like that. But it's like, he's compromised. We can't rely on him actually doing that. He's postponing it. There's no reason, really, if he's doing that, to believe that he won't just keep doing that until it's too late. So we have to, like,
I would
step aside from that and just ensure it's going to happen, and potentially on a short notice be able to hopefully legally oust Trump to make sure that it still happens. And that's what I'm trying to roll out as a message to whoever's listening, if anybody's listening at all. Like, guys, you can't just wait for this anymore. Like,
Yeah, I'm on board with that. I'm on
because
board
the
with that.
real good MAGA people are like stepping out of the cabinet, and the people that are revealing themselves to be terrible and just stupid soap opera actors, basically, like Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, like, they need to be out of there. They're making it stall. And Trump should, like, just sign it, bang, out of there now replace it. And it's not showing any signs he's doing it. He's still trying to protect them, still saying they're doing great when it's absolute nonsense, and this is all bad news, and with no signs that that's going to change around. So if he's not doing it, MAGA, the rest of the MAGA has got to prepare to take the wheel. That's my message about it.
I agree with that message. I just try to be more optimistic. I don't
think it's
postpone and say,
pessimistic.
Hey, everyone, wait. I don't want to tell people to wait. I just tell people not to give up hope.
No, of
Because
course, but I'm not
maybe
giving
it's
up
more
hope
of a
either. It's
strategic-
just you gotta ensure it.
Okay.
It's like, dude, I want Trump to do the right thing,
Yeah.
but we gotta be prepared that he might not. We just gotta be sure
Yes.
that the right thing
Yes.
happens one way or the other, and then leave it to Trump. Like, hey, do you want to take the honor of actually doing it? Or do we have to do it for you? Like, that's the position everybody should be in it right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not
my
just
position
wait
is
that
I
he
just- I-
hope that he might do it. Like, no, you can't hang all your hopes on this guy. It won't
Yeah,
help.
I
It didn't help the
totally
last time.
Totally agree. My position is to like convince people to not go black pilled, right?
No, of course.
Always remain positive.
No, we can't
and-
give up. I mean, you can't say, because if you give up, it's all gone. Everything is gone. Everybody dies potentially. It's insane. So you can't give up, but you can't be just saying, "Oh no, it's all gonna be." You can't be white pill either, and just say like, "No, well, he'll do it. He'll do it." No, you have to take the. You got to be gray pill. This is why I say it is. No white pill, no black pill, gray pill. Everybody's got to be gray pilled. Just be pragmatic about this, and just ensure that what is necessary will be done one way or the other.
I agree.
And then
I agree on
hopefully he'll,
everyone.
if everybody does that, if everybody be gray pilled and make sure this happens, then Trump is going to basically be forced to side with that, to actually then do the right thing, because otherwise he'll just be discarded and ignored and shamed from that point. It's like, you're useless. You're too compromised. And he doesn't want to end up like that. Not really. So got to take control, got to be gray pilled, got to ensure that what needs to happen will happen one way or the other. Right.
I agree.
All right.
But I just want to point out that a lot of people are committing a false dichotomy by saying either he does it now or he's compromised. There is an alternative, that he has to slow roll it. I'm not for it. I don't want that to happen. And I understand the risks of being for that, but it is a false dichotomy to pretend that it's either he goes full bore now or that he's compromised.
Right, but
Because
look, but every
a
time
false
somebody
dichotomy.
says that is slow roll, then you gotta actually back engineer how that would work, how that could work. Because I don't think it can work. Because while he's slower rolling it, everything he's doing is still getting obstructed. So what would be the advantage of even doing that? There is none. It's just postponing with no advantage. So from what I see now, I don't see any advantage strategically in slow rolling it.
The advantage is that he doesn't get annihilated and the whole thing come crumbling down. That would
But
be the advantage
that's
if he
literally
has to
being
slow roll it.
compromised, though. That's literally what being compromised is. Because there's no advantage. He's just trying to hold off the downfall of himself.
Okay,
That's it.
okay. The false dichotomy is that he's willingly compromised and that he's not going to do anything. That's what I meant when I said compromised. He could be compromised where he can't just start arresting people, but he has a plan to do, he has a plan in action. And I know I sound like, what is that? Q, right? QAnon. Just trust the plan. I know I sound like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just pointing out the false dichotomy where he either has to do things now or that he's complicit.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, complicit. It's not even like Trump is a businessman. He connects with everybody, including his opponents. That's how he goes about. It's his strategy. But I mean, it's just gonna be like, is he gonna take it serious? The imminent situation that he will end up with if he doesn't act. Will he accept that or not? And yeah, there's just too many signs that he's still not really gonna move, because like those moves are right there in front of him and in front of everybody. All he has to do is just green light it and it'll be done quickly. And if he's not gonna do that, there's just no excuse for that. You could say, oh, slow roll it, but it isn't. It's not a slow roll. That wouldn't be a slow roll. It would be negligence is what it would be. And it's how it's being perceived and to be. It's negligence. It's not outing the wrong players. It's the same type of issues that with his first cabinet. He had that too. He just refused to oust the bad actors. And that's a problem. That's like degraded the overall trust in him and the enthusiasm. And he's doing it again, and yeah, at the end of the ride there will be no trust, and no people won't want him as a president anymore. So it's really up to him. But for that aspect, for whether he wants to be known as a savior of America in some way, or if he's just like a deep state controlled opposition at the end, like that's up to him. But it shouldn't be up to the people and the MAGA movement to let it all be dependent on him. Just take the reins into your hands and make sure that what needs to happen will happen, one way or the other. And that just needs to sink in with everybody that can actually help doing that.
So what does that entail? Just pressure on X, pressure on social media?
Yes, more pressure on him, more straightforward, but also other players kind of like stand up and offer yourself to become people in the government, to take the reins in some way, like new judges, new senators, new congressmen, all that. Like, and they are. It's happening. I've seen it. There's a lot of people stepping up to the plate in many places. All kinds of people. So it's hopeful. But then people like MTG get ousted by Trump, which is just insane. Or they resigned. And that's terrible, because that's like a person that was really like perfectly MAGA with a perfect clean record. And like when somebody like that then leaves, it's very depressing, because that's the type of people that you want in the government as part of MAGA.
I don't know if you listened, but Fuentes did a very good breakdown on MTG and showed her failures, and she was already ousted as basically not powerful, right? She would push for things,
Bullshit.
but it failed.
Bullshit.
She tried to get Speaker Mike Johnson out. She failed at that because she couldn't do that. With Matt Gaetz, the same thing, right? So you can't go into this system and expect to change it from the inside.
You've supposedly championed for years. The guy's ridiculous. He might be entertaining as a speaker, but he's not reliable at all. Dude, he frickin' flip-flopped on Charlie Kirk shooting. Now he's saying that, oh no, it couldn't be. He's saying ridiculous things. And he completely flip-flopped on his pro-Hitler stance. All that. Not that I respected it the way that he was doing it, but he's just flip-flopping on all his positions, and it's just wherever the cloud takes him, he goes.
With Piers Morgan, he did not flip-flop on his Hitler.
Yeah, he did. That was a giant flip-flop, all of it.
Wow. When Piers pressed him on his stance with Hitler, he did not flip-flop.
He did. Now he's a fan of Stalin.
He asked him, he brought up a clip of him saying Hitler.
God, I don't want to talk about him. Dude, I don't want to fucking talk about fucking Fuentes. I think he's a retard. I don't care.
Okay, since it's your show.
Yeah, it is.
You control it.
That's right. Yeah, Fuentes is not a reliable source. I think he's a Bolshevik. I do not trust him at all.
And this is
I don't either. I think he's a gay fish.
That too, yes, very much. It's the most closeted gay person in public media that I've ever seen. He's arguably more gay than what's that guy's name again? Than Milo. And that guy's openly gay and hilarious. But I mean, yeah, I mean, Fuentes, the guy cannot be trusted. He seems to just be populist, boat-riding, super narcissist that'll just say whatever he needs and switch his position mid-sentence. But you gotta actually pay attention. I mean, I followed Owen Benjamin's, and Owen Benjamin analyzed him a lot. And he's right.
When I asked for specificity, you said you don't want to talk about him. So I respected that. And then you just go to slander him without any specificity. So.
No, I've been specific. I've been specific, but I mean, if you're really defensive of him, then I don't want to talk about you with you, because that's weird. You don't see it. If you don't see it, you got a problem. If you don't see it, you got a problem. I'm not even American. I shouldn't be needing to explain this to anybody.
Okay, well, that's a great mindset you got.
Yeah. It's called standards. It's like, if you don't get it, if you don't get it, there's an issue.
If I don't buy into your
No, it's not buying. You're buying into Nick Fuentes, and if you can't see the problems, there is an issue.
I'm not buying into anyone.
You seem to.
I'm asking for some substance because you're making claims, but yet...
Yeah, but I don't want to do an expose about him.
Out when I asked you just for specific instance. I don't want an expose. I want
Yeah,
a
he's
specific
super
instance.
anti-Israel, and suddenly he isn't. Yeah, I mean,
And I
there you
asked
go.
for a specific instance,
Oh,
not
yeah,
a
see?
general accusation.
Yeah, he's been super anti-Israel, like championing
You were
anti-Israel,
wrong about his
championing
his sloppy on
anti-Israel
Hitler.
for years, being widely known for that. Many clips, many clips.
And he is
And
still
suddenly,
anti-Israel. What are you
he
talking
isn't.
Yeah,
After
I asked
Charlie
for
Kirk,
a
now he
specific
isn't.
instance of your claim, and you just keep
Oh my
spamming
god.
the
Okay.
same
Dude, if you
instance.
don't drop it, I'm gonna mute you. I don't want to deal with this.
Oh.
Yeah,
you're a censor.
yeah.
You can censor
Yeah,
me, man.
mute. Not gonna deal with this. I appreciate the conversation, but if you're gonna be like this about fucking Nick Fuentes, I'm gonna take note. Yeah, you person, like, you do this, okay. I'm gonna be very careful with what I bring up next time, because I'm not gonna have this discussion. I'm not gonna have somebody that's gonna bicker with me about fucking Nick Fuentes and make me talk about him for like an hour, which is what this leads to, and I'm not going to do it. Got it? I don't care if something triggers you about it. I do not care. Already gave you examples. We're out around it. Not gonna play clips to show you. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, that's not where I wanted this show to go. Very annoying. Anybody else in here? Jeremy, you there? Talk, we do 2 hours about it. I just don't want my show to actually do that ever. I'm not a clout provider for that guy. I'm not gonna do it. That's literally what drives him. I do not want to do that at all. My show is not about fucking Nick Fuentes. He's gonna be mentioned, it's gonna be short. And nobody's gonna make me change that.
I think he's muted you, so it's kind of pointless now. He just it's yeah. If he muted you from his show, no one's gonna hear it. But yeah,
I know. I'm not expecting him to reply to this.
I'm middle of conversation. Why are you cutting me? Amphibious, what he's doing is just sees for his show. If he doesn't agree with himself, he's gonna cut you. You know what? In this instance, Amphibious, you're 100% right. I think he's unfair and he's unreasonable. I'm not even passionate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can barely hear you, but yeah, I got him muted, but that's because he just won't stop. I'll unmute him again.
He just, you know what? Oddly enough, he responded fairly and logically to your question. He just decided to roll your toys out of your bed and just go, "Nah, I don't want to listen to you." He literally done that out of me as a second person, standing outside. I don't care about what you say, what you do. As a third person listening to you, Phoebus was 100% right.
I don't know what that means. I'm just trying to quit the subject, and the only way to do that was to mute him. It doesn't mean that I then immediately move on, but that I just say what I needed to say about it and then move on. And that's what I did. I'd love to bring up another subject. Well, we could go back to the overall situation with Trump. I mean, I did think that specific discussion was interesting. Did you have anything to add? Hammer Eyes? You are here, right?
Sam? No. Interesting.
And do you agree with my stance of being gray-pilled with Trump? To stay pragmatic, to ensure you're not gonna lean on any hopes and just ensure that what's needed is gonna happen? What do you think about that?
Service. That's
gonna
the
talk?
longest game ever. So that would take much longer than Trump's term.
Oh, okay. What are you talking about that? Fine. You unmuted.
I'm just pointing out that your plan of action is that people take roles of power in the current system, and that's a much longer term goal than Trump's remaining term.
I know. But it's the only thing you can do, and another thing you can do is like really focus on the next elections and to like categorically ensure that the whole cheating process that happened that got Biden in power cannot take place again. And
Yeah, and how do we do that?
Well, by
Because
getting
the
Mike
system
Lindell
is
by
inherently-
getting Mike Lindell, for example, in the Senate. He's running for that in Minnesota, from what I heard. That would help.
They control the system, bro. So I'm not
So what?
arguing against getting roles of power. I think we should do that as well. But I'm also just saying you shouldn't fall for the false dichotomy where Trump has to do something now or else he's compromised and complicit and the enemy.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying this is what we'll end up with. Hi, Lion.
Yeah, Nick Fuentes and Trump
Dude.
both are compromised. Both are not our buddies, dude.
Okay.
Now, can you show some specificity, please?
No.
Directly from
No. I'm gonna leave if you're
Why
gonna keep this
Why
up.
do you control this?
Because it's my show. I'm live right now.
You said you were wrapping it. You said you were wrapping it up.
No, I'm not. I said I was gonna if it wouldn't stop.
I mean, we've got a good audience now, so
Now, if I'm gonna wrap it up, you'll know because I'll be
So
saying
you just want to spam generalities on your show. Got it.
No, I just don't want to fucking bicker about Nick Fuentes. Absolutely
No one's
not. I don't
bickering.
care what the
How
opinions
is-
are.
Hey, Dave,
How is
Dave's
demanding-
cat boys.
How is demanding some specificity to your accusations bickering?
I already gave you some and you didn't want. It wasn't good enough.
No, you
Yeah,
just
I
spam
did.
with generalities.
No, not generalities.
Rewind the
Examples.
tape.
Examples with
Rewind-
dates.
You could just you know this is recorded.
Yeah, I know it's recorded. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's let the audience decide then.
No,
Yeah, he
What-
hates cat boys, dude.
I don't want to fucking talk about that guy and fucking specificities.
Yeah, it's clear. You just want to spam.
Yeah,
generalities.
okay, you're going back on
Your
mute now.
prerogative.
Bye.
Your prerogative.
So, yeah, not having a conversation with you. You can't help yourself.
Alright, I just got in here. What's going on, dude?
What's up,
You already
Dysol?
freaking out, Arwen? What up, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a show here. We're talking a little bit about Trump and geopolitics and issues there, and then it became about Nick Fuentes, and I said I'm not going to talk about Nick Fuentes like that. Beyond a couple of remarks, and Ambitious here just can't stop it. He just demand no specificity. Apparently, he's a real Nick Fuentes fanboy somehow, and I'm not gonna deal with that on my show. I mean, I'll deal with that when I stop my show, and then I'll have a conversation about it, sure, but I'm not gonna frickin' do that on my show. I refuse. Nick Fuentes is not a subject of the Early Bird Show, ever. It's a waste of everybody's time. I'm not gonna be a clout provider for him. So I muted him because it's the second time now. It's kind of a shame too, because I mean we were having a really good conversation until that came up, and now I just won't stop talking about that. And thanks, Lion, for bringing it back up.
It was about Trump too.
Yeah, sure. But I mean, that can be addressed. And we did. That's what the conversation's been about in the last 30 minutes. And sure, I'll talk about that. I'm personally neutral. That's my position. I'm gray-pilled, neutral, and it's just like, no, we gotta be pragmatic as much as possible. Can't be black-pilled, can't be white-pilled, you gotta be gray-pilled. It's the only sensible way of going about with this. Right? It's all about just getting done what needs to be done and not pinning hopes and dreams on an individual or giving up entirely. Neither of those types of things are going to be useful in any way.
I think that would be the blue pill, technically, because I don't think someone taking the blue pill is like just giving up. They're just like going with the pragmatic, this works, so like why mess with it? You know what I mean?
That's funny. That's yeah, blue versus red pill. I get it. But I mean, blue pill, yeah, I guess blue pill, but blue pill would just be no longer involved if you're gonna reference it based on the Matrix. If you take the blue pill, you're out of the game. You're not gonna be involved with it. I'm not saying not to be involved, I'm just saying neutral. Don't pin all your hopes on him, and don't black pill yourself. Don't say it's all doomed because he's corrupt. Neither are going to be functional. I'm not saying to stay completely out of it. I'm just saying gray pill. Find a middle way. Be involved, but get ready to like try to take the wheel to ensure that what needs to be done will be done. And completely staying out of all of it is not going to accomplish that, of course. That'll never work. Something's got to be done.
Well, how do we know if nobody showed up to vote that wouldn't make a statement?
It might, but how are you going to accomplish that? I mean, there are like Democrat voting blocks that are corrupted, that are basically invaders, that are gonna do that. So you're not gonna have a non-voting count. That's never gonna work out. It will just be seized as an opportunity for the Democrats to take over again.
I hear ya. I was just thinking about if no one does anything about anything, that might be doing something.
Right, but you'd have to be unified in that then to do that, and they're not. That's the problem.
Yeah, very, very, very true.
But you're right. I mean, if everybody is in agreement, like everybody, and you all choose like we're not doing this, yeah, then they have no choice. That's kind of what happened in Bulgaria, right? They had a Soviet takeover. They basically like try to coup it, and the Bulgarians, they massively demonstrate, like all of it. And that government that tried to forcefully take, they had to resign recently. So that was a massive success, but it only worked because everybody agreed on it. They weren't divided. Sorry? I think you were hot micing.
I got him.
All right. Alright, I hope everybody watching the Early Bird Show is enjoying it. Don't forget to Rogan's it up if you are, and yeah, if you have something to share, leave it in the comments. Right. So what are you up to, Dicelo?
I was just trying to get my first cup of coffee in me first, you know, trying to wake up,
Right.
stuff like that.
How's the weather looking?
What was that?
How's the weather looking? Are you having a like bright sky day too? It's like super bright sky here, nice and sunny.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Right. Seems to that
Pretty
it's the
decent
same
weather.
weather in the U.S. So it's really like bright and sunny all around the West now for some reason.
Yeah, it's a little chilly, but you know, it's like it's fixing to be a nice day.
Nice.
We ready 3 degrees here.
Yeah. Oh man, sun's already gone down. Isn't even 4:30 yet, and the sun's already down. It was really nice while it was there, though. Alright, let's see what's going on. Seems to be a lot of suggestions out there that the Muslim Brotherhood, that's like part of the migration replacement waves, are like gonna make a move in a big way soon. Anybody seen any signs of that? Or you think it's just the media trying to rile us all up? What do you think?
Any signs of it? There was just a mass shooting in Sydney.
Yeah, I've noticed that. That's... And there was a foiled attempt at the German Christmas market. But I mean, that like happens every year. They always try that shit in Germany. But this time they're like, I guess, better prepared. But I mean, that's always happened. But it's suggested that there's like a mass move where they were like all of them are gonna make their move, not just occasional shootings. I mean, that's basically already happening everywhere. It's been happening for a while. Where it's just like random attacks on the street and all that, and I don't really want to get into it. It's so depressing. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to a lot of different countries, and the Muslim predominant countries are not a place I would want to live, to say the least.
Okay. Well, I think that countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and all that, I think they're actually really great because
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
anomaly.
tolerate these types of tribal activities. Because for me, I separate like the Muslims and all that into different categories, which are like
Yeah, but
the more government-oriented people, the actual Muslim governments, and the tribal groups. And those tribal groups are just terrible. They're the ones that always do the freaking mutilations on their own and everybody. And the actual governments like Saudi Arabia, they do not accept these people.
tourism and money over following their religious texts, right? But at the baseline of Islam, it is jihad. It is
Yeah,
spread and dominate.
in the fundamentalism, yes. But they oppose that openly, and they discuss that a lot. And it's great. It's good that they do that. It's very necessary.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's
I
still a
agree,
lot of
but
misunderstanding
it's
in the
still going
West.
against their religion.
Because
Still going against Islam and the predominant group of Muslim countries. I mean, QAE and and Qatar and stuff, they're outliers.
Yeah.
98% of Muslim countries are full.
Yeah, but they will follow suit though, because it's not a durable format. It doesn't deliver quality people and good industry. They're just conquerors.
I don't think they care about that.
They don't care. Those tribes, they definitely don't care about that. But I mean, the people, the nations, they will care about that. Because these fundamentalists are basically anti-nationalists per default, and that's why they're lining up with the globalists, with the Marxists. They're functioning Marxist-wise, and that is actually the main problem. That is why they need to be stopped.
I appreciate your optimism. I appreciate
Right.
that.
Now, I have optimism that basically the Islamic nations can be reformed, but you need to get these hordes out of the way. They basically need to be taken care of. They're scum,
Where's
they're
the hordes
outcasts.
So can you?
Sorry, I just got back.
Oh.
Not bad.
Where the war is at? So can you be strapped in your country? Can you be strapped where you live?
Strapped? What do you mean?
Yo,
You get.
yo, I'm posting the evidence in the chat.
Can you carry a firearm?
Oh, no. Oh,
does
that's
that
just
make-
America. You can't do that
Do you
here.
feel like a soft?
Do I feel like a soft target? No. I mean, there are a lot of soft targets here because Dutch people have just like been so wussified in a lot of ways, made super liberal, and then so they will just tolerate shit. Be cucked a bit. Me, no, but for me, it's like, no, you just don't fuck with me, because if you do, I will go fucking berserk on your ass, no matter the consequence. And I radiate that. I radiate
for
that.
rabies, Arvin.
What?
Might want to get checked for rabies.
Very funny. I've never attacked anybody. Like, I haven't even been in a fight in like 20 years. But I still have it in me. I have it in me. It's like, if you corner me like a cat, I will fucking go berserk on you. It just never happens because people can see that about me.
You don't really strike me as that kind of guy, man. You seem too controlled, I guess is the word.
Yeah, because I can. But if I don't have a choice because I'm gonna be driven in a corner because they're gonna like assault me, I'm gonna fucking go berserk on them. It just never gets to that point. Because I also have a lot of diplomatic skills and I get in the minds of those people and I can talk my way out of it without ever having to lift one finger. And I've done that multiple times throughout my life, so it's never been necessary.
Turn the other cheek kind of guy.
No, I'm not turning the cheek. Absolutely not. It's just, I will just be intimidating, as in, like, you can't get to me. Like, I'm not going to be scared of you. But I'm not going to be rambly and like pushy, right? Because that's the problem.
What if they're criminals and they have a firearm? What if they're strapped?
I will be able to tell at a distance by the way they compose themselves.
You get penetrated by a bullet?
No. But that's very rare here. Very, very rare. And people that are armed, you can tell.
It was rare in Australia.
No, it's not as rare in Australia because they've only very recently been disarmed. The Netherlands has been disarmed like last century. It's not here, and when it is, people are very nervous having them. You can tell. I can tell. Because I just can. I can't explain how. I can just tell. I can read it off people.
The creator gives you that discernment.
Are we still doing the show?
Yes.
Arwen? All right. Well, to all the listeners out there, feel free to drop a super chat and a comment and smash that like button. Subscribe.
Oh, thanks.
Arwen's channel.
Yeah. Subscribe to my channel on Rumble. ARWIGN.
Yo, smash that likey button from the top rope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks.
Yo, I posted some information about the Golden Dawn, Kabbalistic thinking. You got the white path, the dark path, Hegelian dialectic. People who support Trump or Nick Fuentes are falling into the Hegelian dialectic.
Oh, please
where
don't,
there's-
please
It's the
don't.
white.
I get it, I get it, but
It's not.
Please don't.
God, can anybody say anything without you freaking out, dude?
I specifically asked to please not bring Nick Fuentes back up. We just moved on.
All right. Well, we're not talking about him specifically. It's in general, people like him, right? The Great Awakening, right? Trump's promising us the Golden Dawn, a new era, right? Anybody who supports this white force, right? This white light, it's a false white light. Trump is a false white light, a false hero. He's propped up as this artificial hero. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, in a way, you're right. In a way, you're right, and I think that is already being identified. It's just this is creating this weird brand, and it's all very dubious, but it's also accompanied with this crazy hyper pro-Israel, and like he's already like violating free speech by introducing these anti-Semitism laws and all that shit. Like that's a huge problem, which made me basically say, okay, he's not really MAGA anymore. He's a neocon. A neocon that's like trying to be in between and still riding on the MAGA train, but I mean, it doesn't really work. But it doesn't have to be the end, though. Right, it's up to the MAGA movement. So, yeah. It's, yeah, the way that Trump is doing things, it's a mess.
And then, are we fixing to get like billions of dollars rolling in this week from all the tariffs or something?
What?
I heard all that tariff stuff that took effect. Like we're finally starting to reap some money off that.
What are you talking about? Reaping money off tariffs? What does that mean?
Yeah. What do you mean? You don't know how tariffs work?
Well, I did know that they get
Argos.
secretly funded and all that shit. But what does that have to do with us? Like, how are we getting money out of that? It makes no sense.
No,
I mean,
tariffs, not terrorists.
What?
You thought I said terrorist, Harlan?
Yeah.
No.
Fuck.
No.
What did
No,
you say?
Tariff. Tariff.
Tarot?
Jeremy, spell that for us.
I don't know how you're spelling that. How do you spell that?
I think it's Terrif, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, tariff! Okay, with an F.
Tariff.
Yeah, I've heard that there's some tariff
Jeremy
money. Yeah. There's that. I heard that there was this promise that in 2026 there was going to be like a big bonus that it would go around that basically directly be deposited in all citizens that have a family. That's what I heard, that's going to happen. Like $1,000 or something. That might be nice. I think that relates, that came from the tariff, that they're going to do that. So that's nice for you guys.
Yeah, we're nice like that over here, you know what I mean? No, I'm joking. I don't even know if we'll ever see that. And I think it was $2,000.
Oh, right. But yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been following the shit all that closely, but I'll tell you this much, dude. I'm glad we got Trump over Kamala. So we can say all we want about Trump and whatever's going on, but dude, I tell you what, dude, if Kamala got that seat, dude, we'd be fucked.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
So you can say all you want about Trump, but I'll take him over Kamala fucking any day of the week, dude.
Sure, but I mean, you are literally playing the lesser of two evils, though. It's like somebody half corrupted versus somebody 100% corrupted. It's still gonna get you corrupted. That's the problem.
That's the point.
Sorry?
No, yeah, that's the point. They want you to root for the lesser of two evils, but still ended up going into their hand, falling into their hands.
So what's the solution?
New candidates, basically there needs to be like a MAGA political party, because the Republicans, in my view and in other people's view, they're basically just controlled opposition Democrats at this point, with neocons and all that. There needs to be like a real MAGA party that's like a real political party. I think that would be a good solution, or a good start, where like the MAGA principles can be like ingrained within the entire political party, so that there can be, that is not just some banner that one of the sides is going to be wielding, right? Like the Republicans, oh, we're MAGA, but now they're not. They're like neocon again. So, and they will keep doing that sort of thing.
My thoughts are that you can't change the system by being a part of the system.
Okay, well, yeah, then nothing's gonna change. Just keep doing that.
That's not true. That's
Oh,
not true.
really? How is it gonna change then if you're not gonna be part of it?
Because you demand,
thing.
you demand
Then what?
abolishment of the system. You abolish it.
And then what? You're gonna replace it with? How is it things not gonna completely disintegrate and fall apart, and outsiders, other countries moving in because they're like, oh,
You see,
you know stability anymore? Oh,
With the
okay, cool. We'll just
Constitution.
take over then.
you stick with the Constitution.
Who's gonna enforce that? Laws are only laws because they get enforced.
People that believe in the Constitution.
Yeah, well, what if there are groups that don't believe in it and are gonna say, screw you, if you're not gonna have a solid
war.
defense force, then we're just gonna take over and take it.
Then they can war with us and lose.
Well, you hope that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, division
Right,
is
or
the
it's
bane
expected,
of all victory.
right?
That's the problem. If you don't have a united force, which is basically what a government is, then defense is not going to be that successful.
Yeah, they're united, but not for us, not for the people.
Right, but I mean, you can also unite behind the banner with the people. That's why I'm saying, like, a MAGA political party. Like a third party, but actually really specific. It could work.
I'll pray.
Right.
So the problem is that the third party can go corrupt.
Or it can go corrupt, but I mean, if you already know that, then you can take measures to ensure that it won't. Right? You build it up with the system that you want everything else to become.
The system is already corrupt from its core.
Yeah, and that's why you got to start a new system with it,
Bingo.
and then
That's what I
penetrate the rest of the system with that system. And that would be the third party MAGA, with an entirely new system that you already have to uphold within it. And then eventually that will stretch out and overtake everything else and replace the corrupted system.
So abolish the current system. You agree with me? Thank you.
Yeah, but it's not just, you can't just abolish it overnight and it's all gone. You have to create an alternative to replace it with first. It's not gonna
alternative
just
is the
go away.
Constitution.
Systems don't just go away.
The alternative is the Constitution.
Yeah. Well, drag that in, of course, because Constitution should be the foundation of a MAGA party. That's completely logical. Right. Anyway, it's getting kind of late here and getting kind of dark. I'm gonna round out the show. Been on here for an hour. I appreciate it. Sorry about the bickering and all that. It's just some things I just don't want to bicker about. But for the rest, yeah, thanks for arguing along with this political conversation. It's been mostly political. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm gonna round out soon, so thanks for being part of the panel again, Earth Awakenings, and everybody in it. Thanks for letting me do this. I'll probably be back tomorrow again, because I mean, I feel like doing this every time. My shows are now much longer thanks to adding you guys to it. So I really appreciate the opportunity to do that. Panel. It was nice. A bit of bickering, but I mean, yeah, that sort of thing will happen. Can't help it. It's just some things annoy me so badly. Ugh. I don't want that on my show. It's just tedious. Right, so yeah, I'm gonna round out in 2 hours and 7. Struggle of nations against globalism and black-pilled, white-pilled, or gray-pilled? Question mark. Hope everybody appreciated the show. I'm rounding out. So thanks everyone for coming. Hope you liked this show. I certainly did. If you did too, then please don't forget to Rogans it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please